apparently.
Sounds like Zoe.
Okay, so we're recording.
Okay, so where we left off last week, you guys had just finished mopping up the...
No. Gotta be when we last left our intrepid heroes.
last time on...
Dragon Ball Z.
Actually, I really like how they're doing
Birds
that
in space.
space.
That's not what we're playing.
They're doing that in Korra, like at the start of all the Korra episodes. I really like the 1950s radio announcer guy, like, you know.
Awesome.
And his recaps are useful for people who are forgetful.
That last episode was amazing.
Did you watch both of them?
Yeah, the
One was
Recorder. One was amazing.
What show is this?
Legend of Korra.
You have to watch Avatar first.
Yeah, you know what? Avatar Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you not seen Avatar?
He has not.
Oh,
I will eventually make him.
Okay, stop the recording. We're going downstairs.
We're not. No, we're not.
3 seasons. Let's go. And then a season of Korra, Legend of Korra, which I still have.
They break out the Clockwork Orange eye holder things.
We'll just add it to Trish's list of Canadian education.
What kind of what?
Trish's list of Canadian education.
But
it's not Canadian show.
Doesn't matter.
You got a point.
Well, we did find out the other day is that apparently Harvey's is a Canadian company. I did not realize that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't know?
No, we were at TNT. And Mark was like, "Hey, Harvey's," and Trish was like, "What's a Harvey's?" Like, wait, what?
Have you heard of
Harvey's is very Canadian.
We didn't. I just realized. I thought it was just some giant international chain.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
They really should advertise more that they're Canadian.
Yeah.
That would.
probably.
They could become a Canadian household name, like Tim Hortons.
Yeah, they could leverage that.
Only with delicious burgers.
Harvey's does have best burgers.
Pretzels?
Anyway,
So yes, where we left off, you guys had just finished slaughtering a big group of creepy cultists, and just as you finished killing them, you battered down their mystic energy shield and slaughtered 2 of the 3 chanting cultists, and just barely managed. The last one just barely managed to finish his ritual. So
The last one took care of himself.
the last one did take care of himself, but unfortunately...
It's very kind of him.
Yes, very, very generous of him to do that, but unfortunately, in so doing, did manage to partially complete the ritual. And as far as you guys... You don't know the specifics of it, but you do know that the ritual has sort of been partially applied to you, and that its goal... You don't know how effective it would be, but its goal is certainly to convert you towards the worship of Vecna.
Hail Vecna.
Apparently, Ray is very susceptible.
Well, yes, because Vecna hates halflings.
Vecna does hate halflings. And gnomes. And humans.
Pretty much everybody.
Anything alive, really.
Anything that doesn't love Vecna and indiscriminately kill things. Basically. So, most halflings.
I kind of indiscriminately kill things. Does that count?
Sure, you can worship Vecna if you want.
Okay, let me cleric and paladin will rape you.
Cleric rape. The best kind of rape.
It's endorsed by a god.
I rape you for Jesus.
Really?
Doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound fun.
Oh, I thought you said discount fun. That would be more creepy.
I think I've said enough creepy things today.
Yeah, really. So while we were on the way here in the car, Jen says to John, "You can come over to my place and play with my action figures." It was creepy. See, it made the baby cry. Good job, Jen. Now we have to soothe her with music.
Oh, she's happy again.
She's happy again.
Moving on.
Taken care of.
Bipolar baby.
No, she's not Dimitri.
What? Dimitri's bipolar?
Have you never seen that kid?
He's not bipolar, but yes,
Mood
he
swings.
is.
Yeah, the mood swings are pretty ridiculous. It's like, I'm happy, I'm raging.
He's a toddler.
Yes, that's normal.
My color doesn't do it.
Yours is younger than his.
Yes, but he's what, about 18 months at this point?
He did that when she was born.
Dimitri is not yet 1 year old.
Oh, he's not?
No, he was born in December.
Oh, Jesus, only going to get worse then.
Yep.
Anyways, moving on.
I need to think of a birthday present for him. Shopping for toddlers is hard.
I'll go with you if you want at some point.
Well, I don't want to
Big
want to
things,
buy.
bright colors.
Well, no.
Noise
I
is
mean,
bonus.
those things I can get. I want to get him something that, like, my godparents got me. It's like a silver cup with my name and birth date engraved on it.
Oh,
kind of
along
thing.
those lines.
You know, it's something that he will still have when he's 30 years old. I don't really want him to have like a jangly toy telephone and keep that, right? Like, I mean, he can have one, but I want to get him something that he will keep for his first birthday, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Like the cool thing that Jim and Allie got him for Christmas. They got him like a dinosaur, like a pewter dinosaur, which is like a baby's first Christmas ornament.
It's a Christmas tree ornament.
So it has his name and the year of his
year.
birth engraved on it, and like that's really cool. He can have that and be like, my godparents gave this to me, or well, in this case, it's just friends of my.
I'm not his godparent.
Yeah, friends of my father's.
My sister's godparents gave this to me.
Yeah. So yeah, he can actually, like when he has his own kids, he can be like, "Look, I got this when I was born," kind of, or for my first Christmas.
And to be fair, I thought of that because my aunt had done it for us when we were kids, like from the day we were born, so like even now,
Exactly, it's
which
cool.
is literally awesome.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Notes for later. 12th birthday. Pocket knife.
Pocket knife.
My uncle gave me one. I cherished that for a long time.
I got it. Arm the child early.
Teach him how to whittle.
That's right.
I
Make
got
a
a lot
spear.
of books.
Yeah.
We'll get
That's
him knitting
very
needles from Jen, and he can use them to stab people.
No, too dangerous.
And you could get him like a double-handled Stein or something. Is it
like a sippy Stein for sippy Stein? I love it.
That would be amazing.
That would be pretty amazing.
You must find this thing. It's probably online somewhere.
You have mentioned it, so it exists.
Yeah.
Rule 34.
How the world works.
No, Rule 34 is porn hunt.
No. Is it Rule 35 then?
Probably.
Well, now that you've mentioned that there's sippy cup Stein porn, well done.
Why
did you have to bring the world
that last one is just weird.
Hang on, I'm googling baby's first sippy Stein.
In the aftermath of the ritual being completed, the paladin and Drax went on to smash everything Vecna related in the room,
With great prejudice.
and then search for whatever magical artifacts that are down here, including that sword I'm looking for.
So
Specifically, that sword I'm looking for.
yeah, it's not here.
I'm looking for anything remaining around here that has a magical aura around it that might not have been near the altar. I should probably get dice for this.
Yes.
Yes, anything magical around here, I would like to spot and point out to everybody.
But roll an Arcana check if you're going to do that.
Sounds good.
27.
If there's anything useful.
No, I just said anything magical.
Yeah.
Same. 25.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, the way the Arcana check works in that one is as long as you beat the DC or the approximate whatever the DC of the item is, you can locate it. So you definitely
So what are Kara and I fighting over now?
you definitely sense that there's still a bit of like dwindling magic coming out of that place, the altar you shattered. So like you can see that it's like fading away, kind of thing. It didn't immediately just stop, but it is fading. Other than that, in the room there are the occasional magical energy signatures from whatever crap weapons that I'm going to give you when I remember to look for them in the loot book. But nothing plot-centric, shall we say. So you don't, you guys search through.
And we're like, ooh, an insert item here!
Exactly.
And insert second item here!
I was supposed to do it last night, but it was Mom's concert, so I didn't get a chance. Which, actually, Mom's concert went really well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she was...
Was that the one broadcast from wherever she was traveling to?
No, this was the it was the pre-concert kind of thing. It was the friends and family this is the concert package we're going to be doing. They have 6 minutes in Hawaii, which is where they're going to for the concert, for the actual like contest.
Right.
So they have 6 minutes. They have a 2-song package during which lasts 6 minutes, which they present, which they did for us last night, so we could all see it. Then they did if we get to the top 10 or top 11, technically, top 11, the 11th ranked per group gets to be the mic testers for the top 10. So I'm like, you know what? It's still 11th in the world kind of thing, so they're not exactly upset if they get to that point.
Right.
But
Almost rather get 12.
But yeah, I don't know. Like the thing is that it is valuable experience to get that kind of exposure on the international stage of this sort of thing. So yeah, they would be pretty ecstatic. They said, if we got 11th, we would be pretty happy with that. Because they've never really done much better than 20th worldwide, which is still really good.
It's still very impressive.
Yeah. So anyway, they did this whole big thing, but it ate up my night to crap, and I didn't get to roll up all the stuff I wanted.
Right. But it should only be 6 minutes.
Well, yes, the first part of it was 6 minutes. Then the next part of it was there's socializing with everybody. Then there's, actually we got to see them doing a little practice, and I'm like, the choral director is sitting there, no, start again, no, start again, and I'm like, none of this sounds any different to me. You know what, it all sounds amazing, right? It's not like they're making mistakes that I can discern.
It's all music to your ears.
That's it. But, they're just performing at such a high level that, there's one person in the chorus that's not coming in at the right time, and the director's like,
or not coming in at the right volume level or whatever.
Yeah, you're not coming in at this. Or, tenors, come down here. It was pretty funny, actually. She summoned the tenors. She's like, come down here. Now sing together. You hear how you're not coming in at the same time? Because they're all sort of, everybody, you don't have all of them in their own groups, right? They're all interspersed throughout the chorus.
Well, yeah, to have the proper sound.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yes.
There are some pretty crazy resonating chords at the end where they're just like, and you get this wall of sound. It was really cool.
Anyhow, continuing on.
Yes, continuing on. So, you guys there is loot here. Some of which I will hopefully have remembered to roll up next.
I searched the room too.
Yes, you guys have thoroughly searched the room.
Ray makes sure to search the corpses as well as the room itself.
Yes, he already mentioned that before.
Just making sure it doesn't get lost somewhere in the
Exactly.
So just to be clear, the sword isn't here.
The sword is not here. Neither one of you don't know what you rolled nominally, but neither one of you detected it, and you didn't rely on that. You searched the room thoroughly. You do not find the sword. But
Do we find any plot-related clues as to where to go next?
So,
Zane knows where he's going if he doesn't find a clue.
And I have seen the sword too, so
you've all seen the sword.
yeah. Oh, we all have?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Nerisatis and I, while Zanian slept
That's
through
true.
it.
Zanian did sleep through it, and
And it was just Neri and I.
And Kara was asleep in her room at the.
Right, but no. When we originally found it, I was like, "Is this the sword you're looking for?" I think everybody saw.
Oh, yes, okay, that's right.
You know what I
At that
mean? Like,
point, at that point,
We've
you
at
guys-
least glimpsed it.
we didn't all see it disappear, but we did.
You did all see it
the sword.
initially.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Drax was like, maybe I'll just tell everyone I have this sword. That paladin looks serious.
Yeah, he looks pretty scary. I don't think fire is going to take him down that quickly.
So,
So yes, you search the room for whatever, but no, you don't find anything that leads you to what the heck am I going to do with this?
Well, Zanian pulls Richard aside. You said someone came here from your inn.
Yeah, the bar maiden.
Sounds like we got to find ourselves a barmaid.
Stop.
We don't have time for your sexual escapades now, Drax.
Yeah, Zanian's going off towards,
Bar maidens.
yes.
I need to get laid.
With Richard in tow, of course.
Because apparently Richard needs to get laid.
Okay, so Zanian and Richard are heading off to Lord knows where.
Richard's being bodily dragged off by Zanian.
Kicking him and
I
screaming.
don't want to go, but
To go hit on barmaids.
Yep. He's gonna be Zanian's wingman.
Whether he wants to or not.
Yeah, exactly. He's got no choice. You sit there and you look pretty, but not as pretty as me.
But
so the rest of you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm going back to town.
Yeah, I'll leave him. I'm going back to town, yeah.
All of the Vecna stuff has been destroyed. Everything here is done as far as Zadian's concerned. There's only one person to go towards in order to find where this sword went. The last person alive.
I'm going to make sure he doesn't burn down the inn like he
Hey,
did for
Richard.
the last 3.
Did you guys notice the person that she handed off the letter to?
didn't see that.
Did not see
No,
that?
it was too dark.
Too dark.
Entered the cave, and then we
Put your
left.
sleeper too, hon. Thank you.
Like, we saw him we saw her talking to a sentry. We most likely killed him, but really we can't be sure.
Well, we did kill some sentries, and we did empty out the cave, and we have not found that letter or any other letters that have made their way this way. It is possible that the letters have passed on from here. Maybe they are, whoever is above this in the group, whoever's coordinating this, maybe they've received the letter. Maybe we could still use me as bait.
I am assuming the barmaid was not in the pile of corpses.
Yes, the people you killed are the only corpses you found.
Okay.
And there are no secret passages under the altar or some crap.
Nope.
No, but I
not
meant the
that you
barmaid
detected.
wasn't one of the corpses we created.
I could try checking.
No, there aren't any. I was just being.
I asked Pock to check around for hidden compartments like the one that we found in that warehouse that the...
He's already
I
done.
checked the room.
He's already
He's
searched.
been through.
He's already.
Okay, but he's... I
didn't
didn't
find that.
see him roll a DC check, so I wasn't sure if he had...
Well, I told Nick, and he'll worry about that.
Exactly.
Okay. So, anyway...
I'm usually rolling the DCs. I let you guys roll the Arcana ones. Sometimes it's more fun to let you guys roll.
Okay, when you consider Pock and I's passive perceptions like 20-ish,
Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, I'm thinking that we might still be able to use me as bait somehow and set a trap for whoever else is left in this organization that might lead us to the next...
Yes, because you do remember that basically they do have a description of Drax, which says he's wielding a powerful staff of some kind. I think is what you
Yeah,
just
that's
said.
my staff, yeah.
And as far as you can tell, like you guys didn't. Some of them people you did kill fairly violently / acidly, but you didn't find any remains of anything that looked like the letters.
Right. So I'd say we head back to town, question the barmaid, and set a trap. And off I go towards town.
All right, so you guys are. I was waiting to see if anybody had anything.
Richard and Zanian.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm already with them, so...
Yeah.
Like, 3 of us are already gone. You're pretty much
Yeah,
talking
we're
to
just
Pog and
gonna-
Kara at
No,
this point.
No,
I was-
this was an en route conversation that occurred
we
between
all-
all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep going. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense to me.
Assume we are down for that plan.
Somewhere along the
All right.
Depending on what the barmaid says.
Zanian gets us lost in the woods. Oh.
So we let Zanian interrogate the barmaid.
That would probably be your best bet.
You gonna try to
He
stop
can be
him?
pretty damn terrifying if he needs to be, which is 90% of the time.
He's fairly terrifying when he's not trying.
Okay,
Exactly.
but we should still try to do this
We tried the nice approach.
at least somewhat discreetly. We don't need him busting into the inn and, making it so...
bust into the end.
We heard her pray. I mean, interrogate.
I mean,
I asked Neri for her help in making sure that Zanian doesn't...
I told you I was going to make sure to burn it down. I said nothing about the way he interrogates.
right. I think what Drax is trying to say is that in order to set a trap, it would be a lot harder if you guys go into the inn, make a god awful stink, potentially, literally with Zanian around, and then it would be a lot harder to be like, "Oh, I'm just a dude."
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't blown my cover at all.
Yeah, so we should see if we can get the barmaid outside of the inn.
Excuse me, barmaid. Would you like to step into this dark alley with me?
But yeah, so the plan is
I'm just waiting for Jim here because he's going to be somewhat central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use you as bait.
Yes.
So basically follow you around all day.
But yes, you guys get back to town without any difficulty. and you get to outside the inn.
What time of day is it?
Let's see, you guys set out fairly early morning.
Yeah.
It's drawing up on me.
Oh, that was quick. Okay.
It's only about 45 minutes, half an hour to walk to the place to fight.
Lasted
Took
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Right, it was 5 rounds. Then you guys searched for a bit. Another 45 minutes to half an hour to 45 minutes to walk back. Mm-hmm. It might even be before noon, but I'm saying noon.
So we've got plenty of time to massacre more cultists in the afternoon.
Gotta get a quota.
Got my afternoons up.
Yes.
Okay, so you all arrived outside. I don't know how much. I assume you heard most of the conversation.
Most of it.
Basically, Drax is proposing that you guys
You're not busted there.
somewhat subtly interrogate the.
No, that didn't work last time because the cultists actually got what they were looking for and we didn't find the sword. So Zanian's not going for subtlety at this point.
But if it doesn't work with the barmaid, we're going to need to...
I will raise the town!
Yeah, but what happens if there's somebody else in the bar that would be, you know...
If that were the case, she would have given it to somebody in the bar in the first place rather than go to the woods.
No, but I mean, she could be one of the many...
But what I'm saying is, if she was getting letters like that to somebody within the bar, she wouldn't have gone out to the middle of the fucking woods to a cave to hand it off.
No, what Pak is saying is, what if there are multiple members of this cult in that inn? He's the one bringing the letters. There are other cronies who aren't very high, but they could run out and sound the alarm before we ever get within 50
So
feet of
you
the
remain
place.
outside, and if anyone runs out to set an alarm, you beat them up.
You melt them.
He beat them up.
Somebody's just to picture somebody like, oh my god, there's a guy killing people. John's just like, fire breath, and you shot with the alarm.
No, it was more like Drax in a flower dress attempting to punch them.
You are a terrible dragonborn.
I'm flailing. He said to beat them up.
It's very simple. The last time that subtlety did not work.
What do you mean?
They snuck in, they found where this letter was going, we went, we murdered everything, sword wasn't there, we have wasted enough time in his eyes. He's going into the inn, he's going to threaten the shit out of her, and if she doesn't listen, he's going to ensure that she shuffles loose from her mortal coil.
You're going to murder her in the inn.
Yes! And then any crony will be like, okay, that's what I should be afraid of.
Nary, little elf here. I don't.
That's out of character, you don't know his plan.
No, I asked you in character.
In character, he said, I'm going in there and I'm interrogating her.
I'm gonna go with him to make sure the interrogation doesn't get out of hand again.
I'm gonna go watch the back door in case anybody suspicious tries to get out.
I know the way he interrogates, so I will make sure he doesn't kill somebody. But I'm well versed in the way he interrogates.
Fair enough. I will stay far enough away from the inn that if everything goes horribly wrong, it doesn't ruin my potential plan to use me as bait later. I'm going back to the other inn. Meet me there when you're done.
Walks in the inn alone. Disappears.
Yeah.
Hey, where's Drax?
That would be pretty funny.
It would be.
Thanks for saying it, now I can't use it.
Anyhow. So yes.
Okay. So, are you kicking the door down? What are you doing?
No, just go in normally.
He's opening the door rather energetically. He's not going to... It's just open in...
You're gonna Kramer it.
Yeah. But without the hilarity. More, intimidating fear.
That's crazy. Oh.
No. No, just different kind of crazy.
Differently crazy. Alright, so you bust into the inn. The innkeeper, the fat jolly innkeeper, greets you with a boisterous hello, and he's just like, welcome, welcome! I don't think I've seen you here before.
Richard, which one is it?
You don't see her.
She's not here.
We need to work with one of your bar wenches.
We're not that kind of establishment. We don't do groups.
Okay, then we need your one bar wench.
You have missed his point. He's saying
Normally
he's not...
wench is the one that pours the ale.
Is she the only one not getting
She's
the
the
joke?
only one not
Yeah,
getting the
okay.
joke.
I'm saying that he thinks you guys are asking to gangbang the bar wench. And he's saying they don't do that here.
Specifically, he said they don't do groups, which kind of tells me that you could actually bang the girl one-on-one if you knew, like, how to
I
ask.
don't know why he'd get that impression, but whatever.
You said we need your bar wench.
I said we need to speak, not we need.
You said we need your bar wench.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Joke's dead.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Anyways.
It made no sense. Whatever.
Funny to begin with.
I thought it was. Anyway,
So, about them DVs.
she's not there.
Okay, Zanin's gonna grab him by the scuff of the neck and pretty much lift him off his feet and say, "Where does she live? The bar wench that was here last night serving my friend. Where does she live?"
Did we get her name?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Who are you talking about? Put me down!
You had one bar wench last night.
No, he had more. There were many bar wenches.
Many
last
bar
night.
wench.
You can describe her.
I'll describe the bar.
All right, so you give him a description. He's like, I know who you mean, but what do you want with her?
That's none of your concern. We just need to know what
It's
she
Mission from gods!
It's absolutely my concern. She's my employee. I'm not just gonna hand.
So do you say that you're in league with your employee with everything she does, including bringing letters to cultists?
Cultists of Vecna.
Letters? What to cultists?
Of
This sounds like Vecna talk.
It does sound like Vecna talk.
She doesn't deliver letters. I deliver the letters.
Ah, so it's you then.
Yes, I'm the postmaster of this town.
Head, desk, pick back up.
Wait.
You've assaulted the postmaster.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
The woman wrote a letter.
People are leaving the back of the bar in droves.
Okay, well, I should keep an eye out for the barmaid.
I'm going to explain it one more time. The wench last night, whom my friend described, took a letter to a cave that was full of cultists that we have cleared out. She is the one we want to speak to, unless you're in league with her, at which point I would be more than happy to replace her with you.
He's unconscious.
He's passed out.
What?
From what?
Then beat his head against the bar!
He didn't beat his head against the bar.
Sorry, that's what I assumed. You went,
Funk!
wham! Was you hitting his head against the bar?
Lay on hands, same speech.
He looks pretty dazed. What? No. You people are savages! Someone call the guards! People are leaving from the front door, the back door. People are fleeing the inn.
Okay, one hand, draw sword. You're telling me where she is, or I'm running you through.
Whoa.
I thought you were supposed to be. Anyway, I'm not there.
I'm not going to deliver one of my employees.
Who's in league with a god of evil? Yes, this sounds like Vecna talk to me.
She's a loyal employee of this bar, and you're some strangers who have assaulted me. I'm not. Someone. And he just starts yelling, "Guards, guards, guards!" over and over and over again.
He gets a backhand.
He's unconscious again.
Lay on hands. He's back up.
He's pretty out of it. He's mumbling, guards.
Okay, this has gone far enough. It's not working. Whatever you're trying to do, this guy obviously knows nothing. Continuing this is just going to get...
A bunch of guardsmen with drawn swords pour into the bar.
Yep.
You see about 6 of them rush in, and you hear shouting from outside. People basically saying, "They're in there!" and that sort of thing, and just lots of sounds of horses and a baby, and
Well, there would be babies.
I speak to guard baby.
there is no guard baby.
Curses.
Hi, guard baby. Guard.
Which one has the most obvious high-ranking official hat or seal?
One of them. They're all in there with draw sword. You recognize one fairly elaborately looking guy, and he orders you, "Put him down now.
Did
Draw
you
your
know?
weapons."
Yeah, no.
Sheath. Did you know that you had cultists?
Shut up.
No. Did you know you had cultists of Vecna in your town?
You know.
Turn around and face the bar.
No.
All of you.
No.
Put your weapons on the ground.
No.
All right, everybody roll initiative. Not Drax.
Yeah, not Drax.
I left.
And not Pock.
I don't
You
really
guys
want
aren't
to
there.
fight though.
I can hear the yelling.
Well, it's just the
I'm
three
not-
of us that are in the bar right now.
And Kara.
And
Oh,
Kara.
Cara's
And me. I'm tagging alone.
Basically, only Pock and I opted out. Pock was watching the back door. I went to the other end.
Yeah,
You
and
guys went.
Kara came in.
I actually wanted to use the chance to try to actually use my diplomacy to talk to the guard, but you decided to go initiative immediately.
Well, you screamed, no, 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 no,
Yes,
no.
I wanted to take a chance because they're yelling back and forth between two people at this point. So I like to use the chance to use my diplomacy to try to calm the situation down. Because I got angry guards, I got angry Zanian. I kind of have to raise my voice to get everyone to shut up for a second so I can speak.
All right, I'll let you guys retcon back to not initiative. If you want to change screaming no, no, no when they say, put your weapons down to something else, we can go back to that. But if they're like, put your weapons down, and you scream no, 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 I guarantee you the guards attack. Right? Okay. Like imagine a police action in now where it's like the police come in, you've got a guy.
I think this is one of those situations where what Ali's character knows how to do in this situation and what Ali has said are different things.
That's
So
why I'm saying
so she just told you what she wants to do. Why don't we let her roll it?
Yeah, exactly. So we can retcon back. I'll tell you right now, if you want to do diplomatic action of some kind, you cannot scream no, no, no when they tell you to put your weapons down after he's brutally assaulted.
I'm kind of trying to do both at this point to get both him to calm down, them to calm down.
One way to do that would be to put your weapon down.
She doesn't have her weapon out. Only
I
Zane
have my
has weapon
weapon
drawn.
Right. So
And
no,
then he
but
goes-
more like whoa, tap up knack.
all right. So the guards.
Yes.
Jim has put his weapon away. Let's go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain to the guards what has happened outside the town. They know who Vecna is. They don't know who Vecna is. They're terrible guards. Everybody in the world should by rights know who Vecna is.
Everyone knows who Vecna is.
Okay, I'm going to explain to them what we found in the cave, what we've dealt with. The fact that, my colleague here has come on a little too strong, obviously. There's been a misunderstanding with respect to that, which I will deal with later. As it stands right now, we have a serious problem where we had cultists of Vecna within your city borders that have cast a ritual that could, by all rights, affect every member of your city. I'm pretty much going to, embellish it.
Embellish that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Roll it up.
Fluff it a little.
Yeah.
All right. Roll diplomacy.
That is a 16.
Okay. So you managed to at least bring the guards to a pause with your whoa, and the fact that he's at least put the guy down and stopped beating the shit out of him. The friendly innkeeper is still dazed and trying to push himself away from the group. Meanwhile, one of the guards goes over and picks him up and helps him out. And the guards say, if all this is true, that's fine, but that doesn't give you the right to go around assaulting our citizens. He's under arrest. The rest of you are free to do what you will. But we are not allowing, no matter how horrible things are going, the assault of our citizens in the middle of our town.
The main issue at hand is, I understand he completely went overboard, but the main issue at hand is that this gentleman had a woman working for him who he refused to let us know who she was, where she was, and she's in league with Vecna. That's a huge problem, no matter what religion you're from. And anybody knows who Vecna is and how dangerous he can be.
Because... But, all right, so the postmaster / innkeeper gets up, and he's like, "What reason do I have to trust you after you've beaten me into unconsciousness, magically healed me, and beaten me into unconsciousness again? You have a claim saying that this woman is in league with Vecna. Well, she's my niece, and I'm pretty sure she's not. So no, I'm not willing to divulge her location to you based on nothing. Especially not people like you who would just stroll in here and assault a pillar of the community over nothing. I mean, And he's basically sort of...
Kara, do you have a scrying orb or something to show him the ritualistic place that we just came from? Some kind of spell to just give him an idea as to what his niece has been up to?
Preferably, actually, the markings on the wall would be the best
That
bet.
being said, at this point, the guards maybe
no.
should track her down.
Yeah, I don't think Jen has anything
don't.
like that.
Well,
Not yet.
If anything, because of the fact that there are claims of Vecna involved, I would suggest, or I'd say that the guards should maybe track this woman down so we can get her side of the story.
I remain in
Shut up! because we just went through the trouble of dealing with a bunch of the Vecna cultists and people who are using a ritual, and part of it actually came to pass. That's a huge problem.
He says, well, I agree with you that that's true.
At least
We will verify your claim, and if it bears fruit...
Well, would I be able to actually speak with the woman, as I am someone of a religious order? If she does have some sort of link to another god, I would have a better chance of figuring it out versus just a normal guard who doesn't
She's been
dabble
lying
in
to
that
her
sort of
uncle
thing.
for years. It's obvious that she's good at twisting her tongue.
Well, let's first see if these claims of Vecna are true. We don't have much of that stuff around here.
Richard can lead you. I will go into your jail, if you will, until you have proven that you are wrong in your assumption.
Yes, I think that's best. A couple of guards sort of try to, well, they don't try to disarm you, but they basically hold out their hands for your...
They can
for your
have my sword. Richard, lead them to the cave.
So,
Okay.
so a couple of guards go with you to sort of check out the cave. They grab a couple of horses and you guys head off that way. The captain of the guards. Have you come around inside at this point?
No, I'm
you're
still staying
you're
out.
still
I'm actually going to
looking
wander
around.
around town and see if I can find her.
The captain of the guard says, well, I don't know that I can trust your credentials as an interrogator. I mean, you're obviously
I'm more of a diplomatic interrogator. I'm not the one that uses fear. I can
I'd
actually
like to,
sit down and civilly speak
out
with
of
the woman.
character, remind you guys
Yeah,
about
no.
something you may have forgotten.
We have letters from Lord Corbleton.
Yes.
Yes.
Gonna actually bring that up.
That might be something to bring up. Yes.
I'm perfectly willing to
forgot.
believe your
Yeah.
characters would remember, even if the
Yeah.
players have not.
Yeah, I'd like to actually show because we have a fake letter, we have a real letter, right?
You've given away the fake letter.
Yeah.
You have a real letter from Lord Colberton
Yeah.
saying, these people are acting on my behalf,
Yeah.
blah, blah,
I will
blah.
actually hand that off to the guard. Explain to him that we were in Cobleton. We are on a mission we're here on Lord Cobleton's behalf. At his behest.
Okay, so the guy reads over the letter, and he says, well, considering this, I'll let you perform a supervised interrogation
That would be fine.
if the truth about the cultists is true, if what you've said about the cultists is true, and if we can determine that she's up to something or hiding something, we'll let you interrogate her. But I'm not just going to let you trample all over her or assault her like your friend did.
I'm not like him.
We'll see. All right, so you go there, you show them the creepy, friggin' scary writing. That's pretty much all they need to see. They're like, yeah, that's enough for us. They leave. They're like, okay, Vecna
We don't want
True.
to be here anymore.
Yeah, this is...
You guys sure you don't want to see the horrible altar that we smashed? It's right down there next to all the
yeah,
dead
the
bodies
guards
of
are
demons.
like, yeah, we don't want
Infested
anything.
cave.
We
We're
don't,
not going in there.
we don't want anything to do with that.
Totally safe.
Make sticks out of the remainder of these beasts.
Well, you guys felt really creeped out
Yeah.
just looking at those
Yeah.
symbols.
Yeah.
These guys are not made of sterner stuff.
Our constitution's a little higher than theirs.
Ray, roll streetwise.
15.
Okay, so you wander the town. And you just sort of subtly drop hints to random people. You know, it's a fairly small town. You sort of mention a barmaid you saw last night, and you describe her a
Make
little
it
bit.
particularly obvious
Yeah,
that I'm
you-
with that other group that just caused the ruckus.
Yeah, and you just sort of like
You thought she was really good
quietly
looking.
insinuate her into conversation. You're like, man, that bar, really friendly innkeeper, and a nice barmaid. She was nice, and people, you sort of gradually accumulate a little bit of information about her. So you get the information that her name is Karen, and that she is the niece of the owner of that establishment, Master Gill, the jolly innkeeper / postmaster.
Not so jolly anymore.
Yes, the slightly brain damaged now innkeeper.
I'll still be jolly. Anything else, or
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading some of my notes.
She's a follower of Vecna. I mean,
No, I assume you're.
I'm not making that blatantly obvious as the people is.
So yeah, you basically managed to worm out of them at least sort of like what section of town she lives in.
Okay.
You make your way off in that direction.
All right.
And Drax, are you doing anything special except besides staying out of sight at the end?
Well, since I was figuring that when they were finished what they were doing, they were going to come back and let me know how things went, I'm basically waiting for them to come back and let me know how things went.
Okay.
After, I'll give them about an hour,
Okay.
and if they don't come back, I'll head towards that inn to see what happened.
Super nondescript.
And try to... I mean, yes, a dragonborn stands out no matter what I do.
But you're not directly associated with them. It doesn't really.
Exactly. So I'm
ruin
just
your
gonna in an hour if I don't hear from them, I end up going back there. I'm just gonna go in to have a drink. You know what I mean, or try to casually scope the place out.
Okay. And Kara, are you doing anything special during this intervening time when they're off trying to see whether or not?
Pretty sure all those things are true. Yeah, I'm with them.
Sorry, what was that?
She's following the guards back to the station where
Oh, I
he's
see.
being
Yeah.
interned.
Okay, so Zanian gets dragged off to jail.
Yep.
Voluntarily.
Yes. Okay, Zanian gets escorted politely to jail.
There you go.
Damn Skippy. And when you lock the door, you will say, "Thank you for coming so peacefully, Zanian." Thank you for coming so peacefully, Zanian.
Not quite.
So you come back with the guards.
Right.
They go into the jail to report to the captain, and they deliver an account about the entrance of this cave, which is, as far as you're concerned, extremely accurate. And they're just like, "Oh, this is the spookiest shit ever!" And like, "Holy crap, we really don't want anything to do with that." And like, we didn't even. They were too scared to go in. They kind of glossed that part over.
Of course they do.
They say, "Yeah, definitely cultist cave, Vecna, totally Vecna." So the captain of the guards is sort of, "This is a dark day for our town. We can't let it be known that we harbor, cultists
Terrorists.
of Vecna, terrorists. I mean, cultists. I mean, Al Qaeda. I mean,
Terrorists of Vecna, they hate us for our freedoms.
Don't worry, just send the terrorist of Evandra to them. It'll all sort itself out.
Terrorists of Evandra.
there definitely is at least one terrorist of Evandra.
in this town.
Luckily, he's held within the confines of the jail.
For now.
So, the captain orders that the guards be on the lookout for Karen, and because she's a person of interest now, you guys have somewhat proved your claim that something nefarious is going on.
Well, Karen is my stepmother's name, so of course it's something nefarious.
So is Zanian going to get a conditional release of some sort?
After they're done interrogating, I'm pretty sure.
Vecna did the cult of Vecna has.
There's a perfectly reasonable reason why he beat the living fuck out of this guy who was possibly protecting his daughter that is obviously a member of
By
it.
all rights, he could easily spin it saying he thought the guy was also a member of the Vecna cult because...
Out of character, let me read you the description I have for the bartender guild. Okay. Boisterous, loud, jolly, accepting the dispatches without knowing what they are. Willing to help if the PCs explain the situation. That's what I wrote down for him, right?
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea. Anyway, but definitely less willing to help if the PCs beat the shit out of him. So, luckily for you, I also did write down Boys vs. Jolly, and Master Gil decides that once the truth of the matter has been established, that he is unwilling to press charges against Xanium, despite the wholly unjustified assault on him. And so, Xanium is released and his belongings are returned to him.
That being said, it is in character for Xanian to have done that.
Yeah, it is. For his background, it's totally in character for
Would have
him.
been a little less strong.
No.
You didn't read his background, did you?
No.
Yeah. It's very in character for him.
My
Slightly
character doesn't
exaggerated
know much about
response,
him. I don't know much about him.
Anyway,
Xanian is definitely operating from a different playbook than the rest of you. So,
I'd like to also take the time to try to talk to the innkeeper that Xanian put the beat down on to try to
Gil.
Actually,
smooth things out.
if
with
those
Gil.
guys haven't got back
okay,
yet,
let's say about the time that the guards are just about to arrive back with Richard, your hour limit sets up, and you head back towards the bar.
so I get in there, I go in, assess the situation to start with. Has the bartender sort
The
of...
bar's closed.
Okay, so that's closed. Too bad. Alright.
At this time, he's at the jail, not pressing or about to not press charges
About
against
to
Xanian.
not press charges. Okay.
So, just to set you up in the timeline.
Okay. Alright, so that's locked down.
Does he
I
see
figured
Poppy?
that...
There's still a crowd of people sort of milling around talking about some crazed paladin that came in and assaulted the bartender. This bartender... No, you weren't. You didn't go there.
No, never met the
You
bartender.
don't remember how... but from what you hear over here in conversation around, very well regarded, this bartender.
Okay, so I figure that things have not gone well. What's the layout of this town like? Is there like a town square, town center?
Yeah, there's it's sort of like a one road town,
Okay.
but it's a fairly long, windy, and it's not. There are no walls. It's not laid out in official streets, except for this one big main
It's
street.
Shawville.
I see.
As long as it's not Kazabajua.
Jeez.
Lincoln understood. But no, so it's there's a town square as you come in, and the main businesses are all along the main road, and then cluster of houses, interspersed with businesses and so forth. But
Okay, so
the main stuff is on the main.
I ask
drag.
a couple of these people milling about a bit more about what happened, and once they sort of tell me that some crazy person came in.
You pretty much can't.
He was
help-
arrested.
You can't help but hear crazed. Tiefling, I was like, not Dragonborn, the other one. Crazed Tiefling Paladin comes in, beat up poor Master Gil. Nicest bartender, he's so nice. Everybody won't shut up about how nice he is.
Right.
They're just like, and then dragged off by the guards, and then a couple of them were close enough to hear like whispers about Vecna, and so
I act really shocked. In fact, really? Oh my god, that's... Jeez. So what did you say happened to that tiefling? The guards...
they took him to jail, thank goodness.
Oh, good. Yes, okay. Well, whereabouts is the jail in this town, anyway? I want to thank
You pass it on the way. You know where it is.
Oh, all right. So I quietly part from the crowd. I head towards the jail, but I'm not going to walk into the police station and be like, "Hey, I'm with them," So I'm going to find a place somewhere nearby to sort of mill about until they possibly come out.
Okay.
And,
So while you're milling about, Richard and a couple of guards ride in, hop off their horses, and run into the jail.
you're just standing there by the door.
Wham! They open the door and then run into the jail.
Okay, I can take a guess as to what that's about. I'm still going to wait outside.
Okay, you can enter the mill. Pock, you, at the time, have managed to find out pretty much where this person lives. And you end up outside her house.
Okay, can I peer? Is there any window that I can see into?
Yep.
Without making it obvious that I'm like staring at her or anything of the sort.
Let me put it this way. You're gonna need
Legitimate peeping Tom.
You're going to need something to stand on to peer into her window. You already know.
Okay, so I can
It's pretty difficult for you to make this look legit. Because you'd have to, like, find a box, take the box, go over to the window, put the box down, find a second box, go over, put the box down, or, like...
Can I
scramble up.
ascertain the fact that she is home, at least? Or whether or not she's home?
Hey.
Baby.
Baby strike. You don't see any smoke coming out of the chimney. You don't hear any noises or see anything going on inside. But you're not sure. You can't say for certain that she's not home.
Okay.
You don't see any signs that she is.
I check the front door if it's locked.
It's not locked. It's like Shawville. Nobody locks their doors. Also, actually, the technology for locking doors in this time is fairly primitive.
But that being said, if the door was locked, there's a good chance she'd be home because there'd be like one of those physical like bars behind the door or whatever. So I'm very cautious to sneak into her home just in case she is home and not make it obvious and make sure like nobody sees me go into the house as well.
Okay, so you wait until the street is deserted and you're like, try the door. It's not locked.
And go in.
You dart in. Inside, it's a pretty standard, small, 2-room type house. You've got one room for cooking and sitting and another sort of bedroom kind of place.
Alright, so there's nobody home at this point.
No,
Like I can,
you can see the entirety of the house. Nobody's there.
okay, I check like desks, bed, under the bed, blah blah, etc. Everything, but without making it obvious that somebody's ruffling through her stuff, kind of thing. Like
You're going to search the place.
Search the place. Thank you.
Okay. You search very thoroughly and successfully. You rolled the
Panties?
You steal all of her panties.
This one says, I heart Vecna. Sweet! Evidence! I'll prove this work later.
Proof of her duplicity. So, you don't find any notes or letters or anything like that, but buried underneath in a sort of like a recess.
False bottom.
Yeah, false bottom. Well, not false
Floorboard
bottom, but
or
like
whatever.
a floorboard that's been cut. You find a big bag of gold coins.
Alright, I take it.
Legitimate businessman now has funds.
Hey, I'm morally gray.
So, you've Tim, are you trying to give away the baby? He tried to give the baby away to John. John was like, I'm not touching that thing.
No, baby.
You should have to give me the baby.
Oh, there's the baby.
It's everybody.
There's the bottle.
Yeah.
She's being troublemaker right now.
You don't find anything else
Yeah,
that
let's make
looks
each other.
nefarious or suspicious or anything like that. Just this. It's very unlikely that this barmaid has been paid this well.
Yes. Well, I leave. I leave nondescript. Or
Sorry, what? You.
I sneak out as well. Again.
I'm like, what did you try to do?
Discreetly, thank you. I was looking for the. I was like, no, wait, that's not the right word.
Nondescriptly? What?
Well, that's what I was going to say. And I'm like, no, wait, that's not the right word.
Discreet is the one you wore.
Yes.
The word you
I'm
actually
guessing they haven't found the Karen girl yet. I'm guessing they haven't found the Karen girl
No,
yet.
they haven't found her yet.
And I can probably ascertain, or I'm probably aware of the fact that he was taken to jail
Yeah.
because the shouting was not subtle.
Yeah, you definitely saw him get dragged off. Well, not dragged. Escorted.
All right, and I'm like,
Politely.
well, best I go find everybody else.
Okay, so you make your way back, and we'll wait for John because you arrive in the environs of the jail, And hey, look, it's Drax doing his best to appear. You know, I'm part of this community. Look at me. I'm blending in. He's not succeeding.
Is Kara, you inside with the rest of them? or-
Yellow
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Drax is basically sort of standing there, like leaning against the wall near the jail. You know, trying to appear like he's not waiting outside the jail.
So it's probably just after lunch at this point, give or take.
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The assault on the innkeeper didn't take much time, but
And I mean, it's a small town, so it kind of taken me hours to like.
no, it took more time for Richard to go back and lead them to the cave.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to pop?
Finger.
Yeah, sure.
I'm good.
I'm still good.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Just right.
What
Zoe
is
says
with
she'd
those
take finger.
eyes?
It's a
Did Zoe
problem.
roll a D100?
No. She wanted to. What is that? Makes noise.
I
Her
won.
arms are not that long.
Yeah, but I don't want her to try and
She
put
put
it
she
in her
put it in her
mouth.
mouth.
Immediate reaction to anything right now goes in mouth.
I think she'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't think she can put that in her mouth.
Yeah,
Have you
she
seen
could.
the size of my mouth?
No, I think she could. I think she'd be okay with the
No,
D100.
she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't.
No,
Fuck no.
not the D100.
She would start gagging immediately.
Yeah.
Like that right there starts
She'd be like,
baby
"My
choke
mouth is
reflex.
full. This
Well, I
is
mean, you
bad.
can give her. You
Yeah.
can give her the bottle. That's more than likely safe.
Let's just get a cold ginger ale and hand it off to her.
She likes golden drill.
Did you?
Product placement
And
for ginger ale
glasses.
commercial
Watch out for
here.
glasses. She always steals my
So
bloody
fingers.
glasses.
Fingernails are good.
Yum.
No.
It tastes like blue.
Nail polish.
It tastes nail polish.
It tastes like blue. It's
Where you going,
delicious. So.
It probably tastes like
Oh, bathroom.
John takes a while. John always takes a while.
Do you guys use your bottom shower at all, or basement shower?
Not really.
No.
No.
Guess that'll just be when like she's older
Yep.
or something.
My
Yeah.
finger's good.
You have to make the water run once in a while, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
It's just more of like when you get a teenager or something and they get the bed, the basement bed.
Or
or
when
something.
there's a LAN party and someone wants to take a shower and the upstairs shower is being used.
Yeah, that's true.
I want your finger. Nom, nom.
Yes.
Yeah, you want chips.
How's she doing with the solids?
The pablum that we used was only about 2.5 weeks old, and it's supposed to stay for a month, but it made her sick as a dog.
The what?
The pablum, the oatmeal cereal.
Oh, that. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
So we're gonna have to buy some new ones because there's no reason for it to have gone bad so fast. She's fine with most solids. She still doesn't have her taste buds developed.
That's not going to be until she's like 12, 13.
I'll tell you one thing. She
Well,
knows she doesn't like.
No, but like kids don't have much in
She's
terms of
already
taste.
developed some
They have
taste.
very simple
She's already
taste
developed some
buds
taste,
until
yeah.
they're like preteen.
She's not very happy with the idea of apple and strawberry at the same time. That's one of those like
crazy.
yay.
Well, no, but I meant they have taste buds, but ours like taste buds are one of the last things to develop in. Probably.
They're not very sophisticated.
Thank you.
Yeah. So nothing that tastes.
My vocabulary is not very diverse
basically.
today.
She did like the vegetables and beef, so that was one of them. And she was like, not a fan of carrots. And I don't blame her. I smelt the carrots, and this carrots smelled like crap. Oh, it was bad. Like, you know when you get a smell of the food and you have a general idea of what it tastes like? Oh! They must have chose the worst kind of carrots to make in a baby food.
Yeah, the carrot ends basically are the ones that were too
Well, that's what they-
malformed or scrawny to put in.
It's funny, that's how
with the regular
baby carrots came about.
Yeah, as they would cut down the broken or deformed carrots to size and shape
But-
them down.
Yeah, and it's funny because that actually is an entire industry of carrots that they were just throwing out before.
Yep.
Until somebody was like, you know what we could do? We could like turn these on a lathe.
You okay, hon? baby returns to mommy.
Come on.
You put her to sleep? Okay. Mental
starting to
note,
look
volume
tired.
down.
You.
Yeah, this is just, it's one of those, like, I think she'd be okay, but it's borderline.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I would not trust that.
I wouldn't let her have it
near her mouth.
unattended, but honestly, if she had it, she would just be like, blah, blah, blah.
I would rather
But
take a
yeah,
chance.
why take a chance? Just point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just, I agreed with that mentality.
Like one of these would be really bad. 'Cause you get deadly
No,
small
Yeah.
no, the small dice is out of the question. It's just, yeah, no.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
1 in
Roll
100.
100.
Well, rolling 20. We're rolling 22 twice in a row. Let's see if I can get 3 times. This die might be weighted.
Two terrible numbers.
No, that's a 13.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what the point of waiting a D100 to 22 would be.
Or it could just be, like, used and whatever's inside that causes it to...
It'd be pretty hard to get a die like that, actually.
Yeah.
With 100 faces like that. Like, to have it precise enough to actually be weighted in some way.
You could kind of skew the results
Right.
towards
But
certain numbers.
also because of the
that-
way the numbers are set up, at least usually on those die, like 0 or 1 faces 100,
Yeah.
99 faces 2. So
So on.
it's one of those things where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
if I weight it towards this and I skew it, yes, it's possible that it's skewed, but it's like, oh, I missed 20 and got 3.
It's so spherical that, weighing it would do almost nothing.
Yeah, you can only ever limit it to like a hemisphere or a quadrant.
Yeah, you could limit it to a hemisphere pretty easily, I
Yeah.
suppose.
That would have been 99. Sad face.
Yeah, but that being
Oh.
said, they're fairly evenly distributed in terms of what hemisphere has what score.
Okay,
Just
Very
actually, like,
precisely.
both hemispheres, any way you split it, any hemisphere should have 50.
exactly. And it should have 25 high, 25 low.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're hanging out outside the
Ali-
jail.
Oh, it doesn't
Ellie
matter.
Merrick.
I only need John for this
Yeah.
next part. You're hanging out outside the jail,
Yep.
and like I said, I was describing it right. Trying and failing to look inconspicuous.
I see.
So you're just sort of like leaning against the wall, like, yep, I'm just hanging out. And Pock walks up to you.
Is he talking to anyone or anything?
No, he's just lounging.
No, just
He's not right outside the jail, but he's close enough that you can't help but miss him on your way to the jail.
you can't miss him.
I can't miss him.
Not can't help it.
Right.
He's tall and he stands it.
Hey, Drax.
And he's wearing a sundress.
No.
Nice outfit.
You look very pretty.
Puck, I hear that Zanian's attempt at negotiating the address of the barmaid didn't go very well. What happened?
Yeah, not so much. Things got, as far as I can tell, rather vocal. I was outside for all of it. I was just trying to see if I could spot the barmaid coming out.
Any luck?
Actually, I did some little searching around town, and I found out like her name is Karen, and actually found where she lives.
Huh.
Yeah, and they're just like she wasn't home, but I don't know. I took a quick look around, and there's just something's not right. Like
What do you mean not right?
there's. Well, I would tell him in this case. Like,
I don't Yes. The dilemma.
sorry, I have to think about this one.
Fair enough.
Pop just stops him in sentence like,
Like,
and angel Pop,
Pondering.
demon Pop, keep the money. No, keep the money. Hey, wait, aren't you supposed to be an angel? I'm a gnome, jackass. Keep the money.
Yeah. It was just. Yeah, I decided because we're looking for her, and I decided to see if she was home to try and bring her to jail and everything. And then when I went inside, there was nothing. It was
as if
devoid.
nobody lived there?
It looked like nobody had been there in a long time. It just didn't look used.
It didn't look like that.
No, it didn't.
No. I wonder if you're lying. No. It looked inhabited, but no one was there.
Okay.
But it was inhabited.
Oh, okay.
She had food hanging out, and she wasn't there, but it definitely looked inhabited.
Okay.
Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Sorry, I was just clear on that.
She wasn't there, but it was like, yeah, she may have left earlier that day.
Okay, but like she had been there recently?
So out of character, he walked in and looted her house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I see.
But I mean, did it look like she had been there like earlier that day or something?
Yeah. I'm like,
Alright. So, okay. So things looked kind of strange, you say, and she wasn't there. Do you know what happened to the rest of the group? I'm assuming that they're in...
Did it look like she left in a hurry?
you didn't see anything really out of place.
Okay.
If she had left in a hurry, she wouldn't have forgotten her giant sack of coins.
This is true.
Bum, bum, bum.
And the slowest horse crosses the finish line.
Okay, so, continue.
Right. Okay, so looks like she may have skipped town in a hurry, and I'm assuming that the rest of the group is in the guard station trying to get Zanian out of jail at this point. From what I was hearing outside of the inn, the guards escorted him out of there, and he had a bit of a confrontation. I'm just not sure if I want to go in there and end up associated with them.
That's pretty much my train of thought. I figured I'd find whatever information I can on outside, and then we'll let the others know once they're out.
So you guys going to do anything else besides that?
Besides hanging out outside,
Besides waiting and waiting?
I was debating finding an excuse to go in, but...
At this point, you see, as you're discussing, a couple of guards sort of pour out and head off down the way towards, towards her house. Although that's honestly the way through most of it.
Yeah.
Inside, the captain is basically just finished dispatching a bunch of guards. He's let Zanian out of jail. Neri, he tells you basically that you'll be allowed to interrogate her, although he'd still prefer Zanian not do it.
That's fine.
Kara, you've just been sitting there quietly, so he doesn't really have anything to say to you.
Pretty much.
But yes, the guards go out and search. Are you guys going to do anything special?
Zanian will wait till the guards obviously come back and say, "No, we can't find her."
Neri,
But he'll give the captain of the guard very specific, pointers on how to deal with Vecna followers.
I.e., you should kill them.
Yeah.
Don't let them chant.
That's apparently bad.
Don't let them kill themselves.
What does Neri do?
Hey, Pog, while we're waiting, you know what might be a good
Nothing
idea?
apparently.
Try and find someone in this town with more magical or arcane knowledge than I've got to try and figure out what might have happened. Because I don't know about you, but I definitely felt something really strange when that guy fell on the altar. I think that, if we've got nothing else going on, we might want to at least try to figure that out.
Yeah, do you think it'd be best to go, try to find a wizard or something, or...?
I don't know if this town is a wizard, but we'll find out what it's got in terms of people who know magic. Hopefully there's someone here who knows more than I do.
I see your town.
There's no wizard.
Alright, so...
I go research.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pock and I are going off to try and find somebody who can hopefully give us better insight into what the hell just happened.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Neri, you were going to
Makes
make
actually perfect sense.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to the innkeeper and pretty much try to explain the situation of what exactly is going on. And if he has any information as to where his niece might go, it could be imperative in actually finding her and possibly helping her cure her from Vecna's grasp.
So, you have a little discussion with Gil, and he says, it's not that I don't believe you at this point, because the guards have clearly come out and said there are cultists operating. But
It's more than likely not her fault. She got enthralled. There could be a way to break it, but we just need to know where she is to help her.
Would we be able to tell? Because she doesn't seem any different.
I don't know, Jim. Are we able to tell?
No. What I'm saying, he's asking you.
But I'm asking you: is there a way to actually tell of?
Well,
Because I don't freaking know.
some of the thralls of Vecna that you've seen have been fairly robotic. Mm-hmm. In fact, all of the ones you've interacted with that were affected by the spell, you guys talked to them, and they were like,
We are limitless.
We are limitless, and they. So the ones that you've interacted with acted, like I said, robotically. So you don't know if that's all of them, or only the ones that have been affected by this.
Particular spell.
You could also tell.
I
them,
would assume that
Yeah.
it's not all of them.
You could also tell them that you have friends who are magically inclined and might be able to detect that.
So,
I would think it's more of a
No,
religious
just
thing,
like
but
out
whatever.
of character. What's the D&D ability where you basically can force somebody to do your bidding, but they keep their free will?
like geese.
Gaze, yeah. Like, okay, anyways, that's just what I was looking for. Moving on.
Third edition.
I don't know if that exists in fourth,
It's a third edition spell.
but there are
It's a
things that you.
ritual. in
Yeah,
fourth.
there are things like, at least there were in third. There are spells like that where basically, as long as the action doesn't violently oppose their alignment, they'll do it. So, for example, something like deliver this letter, they might be willing to do. Something like slit this guy's throat, that might oppose their alignment.
That's pretty much what I'm getting at. Is the fact that she could be enthralled, and not realize she's enthralled at all.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen her do anything.
I haven't even seen her.
Well, that's true. Anyway,
Is this her? Is that her?
So he asked you, like, would she behave any different? Like, would I have been able to tell if she was?
There's a good chance you wouldn't have been able to tell if it was something that didn't oppose to the way she normally is. If she was just delivering a letter versus, like you said, her slitting some guy's throat.
So wait, what's the story with these letters? I mean, I get dozens of letters.
I'm going to explain to him exactly what was going on in Colberton. That
So you just go over he's like,
Yeah.
So wait, those letters with the seal that I've been, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever delivered any of those.
do you have any idea who might have been delivering?
We know.
From the sounds like it might have been your
No,
niece.
'cause He's there thinking, and he's like, I've never actually given one out.
But they've always disappeared from the inbox.
That is suspicious.
Yes, yes, it is.
I never really thought of it. I get so many letters, and every once in a while, I just throw out the ones that haven't been claimed after a certain amount of time.
Yep.
I can only keep them for so long.
Sometimes these things fall through the cracks, and if you didn't realize that they were being delivered, or
I can't believe my inn has been an inn of Vecna. This is terrible.
you might not want to announce that.
Time to close the bar.
Burn it to the ground.
The inn of Vecna. Wait, no.
Vecna's left hand?
Vecna's hand.
I'm also gonna, try to use my diplomacy to apologize profusely for what Zanian did. I didn't expect him to go as far as he did. I've seen him, threatened before, but with the brutal smashing, that's not normally what he does.
He's willing to accept your apology indirectly and sort of says, well,
I just figured he's under a lot of pressure. Relics are being stolen from his order. Vecna is now involved. You can understand.
once you got the Vecna thing, I can't believe they're using my bar. Oh, this is horrible. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I still can't see how my niece could be involved in this, but
Like I said, she could
I
be
can't think of
enthralled
where
and not
she
realize
could be at
it.
her house. He described where her house is.
I'm certain the guards are going there now to see if she's
That
there.
must be where they're going. But, I mean, I don't see what else. Like, I can't think of anywhere else she'd go. There's no...
Is there anyone else that she knows very well that she speaks to a lot? I mean, maybe a lover, a good friend.
No, we don't really talk about that thing. Those sort of things in our family. But
You don't know she has a boyfriend?
lovers...
Maybe a guy, a
She's
gentleman
not-
caller that's at the bar all the time. I don't know what you people call it.
Well, when I said we don't usually do groups.
Wait.
Is he pimping out his niece?
That's what I was about to say. It's like, we don't usually do groups. He was talking about his niece. You know what? Let's just leave that there. Let's put a pin in that
He's
one.
talking about bar wench.
Yeah, you
You
didn't.
hadn't
you hadn't
established which bar
described...
wench at that point.
In fact, you didn't really describe the bar until you after you would have beat the crap out of him. So yeah. Shenanigans. So yeah, I mean, she has a few friends in town, and honestly, a lot of people everyone knows her. Everyone knows everyone around here.
Has there been anyone new in town recently that maybe she's become smitten with?
Well, she has been talking about Vecna a lot recently. Not that
Not specifically Vecna, but maybe this random rogue guy who showed up.
Well, there was evil wizard blah who didn't show
Now
up.
that I think about
Now that I think about it, she's been trying to convert us to this new religion. They never. I don't remember what the name was.
Vecnaese, I think.
Brekna. Yes. Priest of Brekna. Well,
What do they make breakfast?
That's it.
Ray's like, I do like chicken. Do they do breakfast chickens?
delicious breakfast.
So what you're telling me is bacon in exchange for my eternal soul.
How much bacon?
How much bacon are we talking about here?
Is this like an unlimited lifetime supply of bacon? Because I'm intrigued. Well, I mean, we have so many people passing through town that I can't think of anyone specifically. How long would you say this has been going on?
GM?
How long did we had the letters go back? Because we got that information out of Colberton's aide, Archie.
Yeah.
Archie.
Arnold.
Arnold, whatever.
Whatever.
How could you forget Arnold?
It's a forgettable name.
Oh yeah, it has no modern connotations to it at all.
Not at all.
Hilarious things to remind you of.
Not at all.
He didn't leave this town saying, I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yes. Well,
Maybe if there was a chopper.
get us a chopper.
It's not a tumor.
Did he have a tumor? It wasn't a tumor.
You know that this has been going on for a couple of months now. Like, it's sort of been ramping up lately because at first it was just a little bit of information going out, but then as the number of people that they were supposed to be watching for started to grow, people were getting caught more and more and more. Right? So the more letters that were out there, the more chance that somebody would either have already received it. So basically, it started a couple of months ago, but only like you started really seeing the
influx in like the last month.
yeah,
or
the
so?
actual murders and stuff like that started happening last couple of weeks. So that's
So I'll tell him that.
I just can't put my finger on anybody. And I'm trying to promise you, if I could think of somebody, I would tell you, because this is a troubling time. I will not be known as the inn that harbored Vecna. I have enough trouble competing with the Gilded Harp as it is.
That would
Have
really
you seen their
screw up
rooms?
business.
They're beautiful.
Their rooms are beautiful, but they're so expensive.
How long had you been receiving the letters from Colberton, specifically with the seal?
Well, it's not just Colberton that comes in. The letters come in like that. I get a lot of them now that I think about it.
From different cities? That specific type of letter?
You know what? They don't tell me where they're from. People just come in, drop off the letter, and say someone who knows this seal can pick it up. But no one ever has. And like I said, now that I think about it, but maybe I did see one of the men. Oh, what is his name? And he sort of sits there like, you can see him like really thinking about it, and he's like, I think he's the retainer. It'll come to me. He sort of you know what we should do though? We should go back to the inn, and I can look to see if I have any of those letters left.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So he's gonna leave and go back to the inn and look to see if he has any of them that haven't been sort of like snatched up. Are you guys? Any of you guys like?
I'm going to go with him just to make sure in case somebody does show up there while the inn is closed. That shouldn't be there.
So you've been released at this point, Zanian, if you want to do anything.
No, he's waiting for the Karen girl to show up.
I see. Kara, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna wait
You're going to wait at
and
the
see if this
at the
Karen
jail?
girl shows up. Yeah.
I'll go to the inn.
You go to the inn? Okay. So you guys have already sort of wandered off in search of
Yeah, we did.
magician / cleric,
Of arcanists, scholar, etc.
hedge wizard,
Specialists.
old lady that might know lots about old stuff.
Yeah.
Does this old lady have a lot of cats?
The creepier the old lady.
You corner all the cat ladies in town. You're like, what do I do about this mole? I mean, this curse. Curse mole, help.
They're like, drink this tea and I'll read the tea leaves.
Okay, roll your streetwise, both of you.
Oh, God.
Roll it like you know something.
Actually, not as bad as I thought. 14.
21.
Okay. So, Drax manages not make a complete ass out of himself. And Pock is a little bit more successful.
Gets
with not-
slightly distracted by the dress shops on the way.
That's right.
Well, I actually have streetwise as a trade skill. There's a slight difference here.
Yes. I imagine Drax probably does not.
No, but he does have a high charisma, so that helped.
Yes, absolutely. So between the two of you, you sort of managed to find out that, like, there are plenty of, so-and-so can mix a potion for warts, and such a person, if you've got the evil eye on you, like, it all sounds like
Snake oil
salesman, hokey mumbo jumbo, hedge wizards.
These small towns, man.
Like,
No
how much you look
quality.
down on Kara's magic?
Yeah.
Then below that, like 3 levels,
I look down on their
they're
magic.
these people.
There's not some sort of
God.
cellar or anything.
So you don't. This is not a big town.
Well, while we're looking, I'm also going to ask, like, okay, well, you don't know anybody in this town. Have you ever heard of anybody in another town? Like, over town yonder, there's the
the
wizard's
crazy
town.
wizards staying outside of town or something.
Well, there is crazy wizard, evil wizard X living in the forest.
or
I
some
know exactly.
cellar or whatever.
You
In
mean,
this
like,
cave in the forest.
you know who you should talk to is, well,
The old guy who lives in the cave and gives out all these swords.
the evil swords of death killing. Yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry.
In a second to look something up in my thingamajig.
Evil wizard living on outskirts of town. Damn it!
Oh, it's Fred. Okay.
Fred the evil wizard. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we do have this wizard that used to worship Vecna.
Yeah, none of these
We ran him
towns,
out of town.
these towns noobs are quite that well informed.
Man, these guys are noobs.
Have you met our lord of the town, Lord
Assuming
Beck?
you're trying to get to something in particular.
Have you
Or
heard
you're
the
trying to
good
remember
word
something in
about
particular.
Lord Becknar?
Well, I'm trying to find it in my notes.
Becknar.
Becknar.
Jehovah Witness?
Seriously doubt you would have made past a DC 20. I doubt any relevant information would be higher than a checkup 20.
No, I mean, you know what? What you're trying to find out is not difficult information to find. John rolled high enough to find this stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like going into downtown and being like,
Where
do
can
you
I
guys
find a
have a
shawarma
pharmacy
shop?
around here? Like, it's not like people are like, we don't take kindly to strangers around here. And, you're able to find this information pretty easy.
Okay, fair
Might
enough.
not
The only-
You don't get old guys saying no.
The only problem is you run into like a lot of people that are like, "What? Talk to so and so," more than you talk like, "Oh, the powerful wizard." But you guys do manage to get, once you've explained it enough that people sort of understand the level at which you're looking at. They're like, "Oh, well, nobody around here would be able to help you with that." But
Sorry.
we don't have anyone that can cure those hiccups. Those sound like cursed hiccups. You should go to the monks.
The monks?
Yes, the monks.
Which monks?
Where's the beer, obviously?
Whereabouts
Beer
can we
monks.
find them?
East of town, a fair ways out, there's an abbey, the abbey at Mount Bront,
Okay.
and
Does it have a road?
When you say fairways out,
Dear Abby, do you have monks?
when you say fairways out, how far long are we talking about?
remember most of these people don't own like riding horses, so
Yeah, it's funny because when you said it fairways, all I could think of was when we were in Nova Scotia, and that's how all of the directions they'll gladly, happily give you directions, but you end up with so you go down here a piece, and then you hang a left and go down there a ways, and you're like a piece a
yeah.
ways. How much is a piece?
yeah, but you have horses to ride. They're measuring distance in walking distance, basically.
Yes, but I mean, if I can get their idea in walking distance, I can probably.
Yeah, you get the idea that it's not too far.
A day's
as
journey?
it's probably pretty accurate. Okay. Like again, most of them have never even been there. They just sort of heard about it. But basically, there's a mountain off to the east, and on the mountain is an abbey. And in the abbey are some monks. And these monks are known to be fairly studious and monk-like.
Okay.
And around here, they're about the only thing that people can think of that, as long as you don't want warts removed, they're about what you'd be able to find.
You know, want scholarly information of some sort.
Yeah, and they do have, like, abbeys are a great source of, like, information and so forth. So, like, they have libraries.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole purpose of a lot of these abbeys was to preserve and
To shelter
disseminate literature, and like monks were copyists and stuff like that. Right?
Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd definitely be pretty good.
So yeah, that's the information you guys get from the monk people, as well as if you need any warts cured, you guys are hooked up.
Sweet.
So we thank them profusely and then try to find the rest of the group. I guess maybe head back towards the guard station, since we didn't.
Yeah, seems like a good idea.
So you guys are heading back, having wandered. You guys are wandering towards the bar. You guys get there, and Master Gill basically goes over to his cubby full of letters and pulls them all out and starts shuffling through them. And he puts some aside, and he's like, no. Well, that's for Bill. That's for Frank. I still have this stupid letter. Puts it aside. And he goes through it, and he actually does manage to find a couple sort of buried underneath the pile of these letters that, these must be from a couple of weeks back at least. You're welcome to them. I don't want anything to do with them. Just
I'm going to open them and see what they say. Figure out
Did
what other
did we
people
get a
they're looking
cipher
for.
From,
they were written in. You couldn't read it.
Crazy cipher.
Yeah, and none of you were. The only way you were able to read it was Kara had
Ritual.
to do a ritual
To comprehend languages.
Read all languages.
which allowed her to read it. But no, you're not able to read the language, unfortunately for you. But
I'm going to pocket them, bring them so I can get Kara to read them later. So at least so we can figure out what other people are they're hunting.
Mm-hmm. So while you guys are searching around, you guys are hanging out in the jail. Who else was hanging out in the jail? Kara and Zania? As you guys are hanging out in the jail, two guards walk in, and Zania, you're very surprised to see they actually have someone with them.
Someone matched the description I gave earlier.
Yes, you did give the description. So you guys, you haven't seen her. Kara, had you seen her?
Nope.
Nope.
Was she there
No,
when
that's
I
right.
went for breakfast chicken?
She was there when you went for breakfast chicken, but you
anyone
didn't.
point her out.
You
Yeah.
didn't get.
Yeah, nobody pointed her out, so I didn't really.
Yeah. So, but you've
notice.
seen her before. She's one of the barmaids,
Yeah, she definitely is somebody.
and
who
she looks
worked
like
there.
the description that Richard gave.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, and the guards are bringing her in. So, and Master Gill's not there. Never mind. I'm like, wait a
Nope.
second. He doesn't greet her because he's not there. So the guards bring her in, and the captain looks at her and says, "Karen, some very dark accusations have been levied at you, and I hope for your sake that you can answer them, because if you can't, things are going to go very badly. Now, where's that cleric?"
She went with your Master Gill to his inn. He'll be back post-haste. I suggest you keep her behind bars until we actually get to speak with her.
Well, I don't know about keeping her behind bars, but Kara, you're not free to leave. We must have the answers to some questions here. Now, these people are saying that you're a cultist of Vecna.
Yep.
She looks pretty stunned by this accusation, okay? She's like, you actually get the impression that she's genuinely surprised. Okay? And, I'm a what? And he says, no, like, surely you know that would be unacceptable. And she's looking at him just like, is this a friggin' joke? And she sits there, and she's just flummoxed. And he continues to sort of willy-nilly interrogate her, but it's almost like a friend discussing with her, because he doesn't really want to lay it into her. But he basically lays out the whole thrust of it, that she's been delivering these letters to cultists of Vecna, and they've been killing people.
Can I try an insight check to see if she has any reaction to this thing whatsoever?
You may. Roll your insight.
17.
Is that your roll or your modified roll? Okay. Zany, what's yours?
15.
Okay. So, you both get the impression that, as I said, she's surprised. Like, you get the impression that her reaction is genuine. And she immediately pleads her innocence and says, whoa, hang on a second here. I've been delivering letters, but I don't know anything about Vecna. Yeah. I take letters with... She describes the symbol. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember what I said it looked like, but whatever. The symbol, you guys recognize the description of the seal. Yeah. And she says, I take them to, that cave. You know that cave out...
full of cultists that are now dead, yes.
Full of dead... What? No. That's, that's Miller's Cave, It's just... We used to play there when we were kids. It's not a Vecna cult haven. I mean, I just thought they were bandits or something. All I saw was people...
Who told you to bring the letters?
It was a man. He worked for someone in Colberton. I don't know his name. He paid me in gold.
I didn't think that it would be against your moral compass to accept gold to hand off letters to an unknown group of assailants?
Well, I didn't know they were assailants.
This man who recruited you to deliver letters, what did he look like?
She gives you the most generic ass description.
He
was sort of tall and sort of short and sort of skinny and sort of fat and had brownish bluish
dark hair.
It was like you could see 80 of those guys if you blinked and opened your eyes over there. So at this point, Neri, you get back with Master Gil, and Richard, you came with her as well. So you guys get back, and basically people are just sort of standing around in the guard station talking to this woman. So you walk in, and they're just sort of having a chat with her, almost is what it looks like.
Zayn is not strong-arming her and smashing her into bars.
That's good.
That's
very good.
That's unexpected.
That's a big step for you.
Holy shit, she's not bleeding! I mean... Carry on!
So she finished, as you're walking in, she finishes describing the person who she gave got the letter, the whole description from. And she's like, look, I mean, all I was supposed to do was just bring the letters out to that cave. And, somebody met me, and then I would go in, and they would pay me, and I'd leave.
Did you ever get a name from anyone? The name of the person we're delivering it to? The name of the guy who's paying you? Did he have any special crest, maybe of Colberton, on him?
No.
To show if he was of a royal family, if he was a guard?
No, nothing like that. I mean, he had a cloak, a generic cloak thrown over his... he had a very noble disposition to him, but he didn't look anything... there was no special thing about him. I can't believe our inn is an inn of Vecna. Master Gil looks very displeased. He's like, stop saying that! Don't let it get spread around that we're an inn of Vecna. You think our customers are fleeing to the Gilded Harp now? Just imagine what it'll look like if that happens. He's very careful to whisper. But
on Yelp, it's great inn, except for the cockroaches and the Vecna.
Was surprised, did not say Vecna in brochure.
I was not sure.
I hate this newfound
Did
internet.
not expect bits of Vecna in my chicken.
am now possessed. Damn it.
I'm now possessed. All hell Vecna.
Sincerely, little girl.
Sincerely, little girl.
That chicken was spiced with Vecna.
Found hand of Vecna on side table. Figured try it on. One thing led to another. Slaughter of innocent people.
Yes, Ali, agreed.
Well, at least I'll try on the head of Vecna.
I cut off my own head and put it on the head of Vecna.
Yeah, you're
What
dead.
do you think my nifty hat is made of?
Vecna?
Wait.
Vecna skin hat.
The hat of Vecna. Oh no.
Made leather out of Vecna's skin.
What's made of? You'll never know. They smell like felt.
Did he just go prancing off?
Anyhow, yes.
Evilly prancing off.
The best kind of way.
So yeah, you guys,
Slaughtering children with every step.
you're all basically getting the impression she's very, very willing to help, but
She's completely flummoxed by the whole thing.
they've set this up pretty well, and
And there's no small detail she can remember at all that could help us go back to Culberton if we need to figure out who was the one that set all this up. Other than, well, is there anything that could allude to it being the original guy that was in Culberton's...
Arnold.
Was it Arnold was the one that was the evil one?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
evil one?
Arnold was the
Yeah, was there
guy.
anything that could say it could possibly have been Arnold?
If only we had some kind of clue.
yes, a clue that would be useful.
Well, we do.
Scooby-Doo.
When we come back, we've got books.
Yes, you guys get back about now too.
Okay.
Cool. You have letters.
Yes.
So she is able to remember he had a noble bearing. He had a cloak that covered his crest. He had a ring with a stag on it, but she can't remember anything more than that. Like, stag ring, that could be anybody.
Knowledge history.
That's true.
Roll it.
Something I want to do, but my character, probably would have done before.
21.
Nice.
21.
Actually, I can
obviously
roll history
modified.
too, technically.
Yeah.
She rolled 20.
Yes, that's money modified.
I was like, well, she clearly didn't roll 21 on the die.
My history is +9.
16.
Yes, you were doing cheating history. So, you know that the stag is the symbol of a lot of noble families, unfortunately. A lot
It's
of
popular.
Yeah, you know what? Like, people aren't going to pick the condor or the ostrich or, there are some noble beasts and there are some weird beasts.
And there's rats.
Lemurs.
I'm trying to figure out what Ray's doing. He's like...
Nothing related to
He's an incoming message from the big giant head.
I look over and he's just like...
At this time, while we're questioning the girl, I'm going to hand Kara the letters. So we've got new letters. If you can do your ritual again, so
Yeah,
you can
give me
read
10
them.
minutes, I'll
Yeah.
read these.
So I give her the letters so she can read through them, see if anything of interest comes up, be it a name or who the next target is, at least.
When there's a break in the conversation, I'm going to mention to everybody that Pock and I went.
When the hell did you get here?
Did
A
we?
few minutes ago.
You did.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah.
How much of the
Yeah,
conversation
Fox,
did
like,
we
holy
actually
shit, where
hear?
do we get here?
You hear that part that we just described as that was being said. You guys arrived.
Yeah. So when there's a break in
So if you
conversation,
wanted to do something that you're like, well, I wasn't there, you can.
I sort of scuttle off to the side where nobody's paying attention and look at some of the coins to see if they have something
An obvious mark
an
as to
obvious
where they were
marker
minted.
distinguished or something.
You mean like stamped with the stag or something like
Yes.
that? Why, they're all stamped with stags.
Damn.
Having heard that they're stamped with stag, are there any other distinguishing things in that stamp?
So it's she doesn't remember anything other than stag.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I'm saying. If we can see a seal with a stag in it,
Well, you have it.
what else is on that seal?
The thief is quietly looking at his money, being like, "This is a clue." But it's a valuable clue. Maybe I could just keep all but one. There's the
Yes.
person I stole this from.
Right. When there's a break in conversation while he's, admiring his ill-gotten reward.
He's frozen again in none of those decision comas that he goes into.
Novice decision coma.
Novice decision coma. To steal or not to steal? So anyway, decision coma.
Yes.
Relax.
I mentioned to everybody that Pock and I went looking for somebody who might be able to tell us a bit more about the effects of that ritual, since I'm fairly sure that we all felt it. And I explained that, up to the east, follow the Abbey Road to the Abbey on the mountain, talk to the monks. As long as it's not warts, they'll pretty much be able to help us.
Actually, you figured they could probably help with warts too.
Oh, okay.
Are they cheddar monks?
They're cheddar monks.
Some are bigger fish.
And they might have beer. So yes, I explained all about the monks and the fact that I realize that there are a lot of important things that we need to do, but this is something that may be time sensitive, and we might want to take care of it before we all become evil worshippers.
That would be bad.
Okay, very good looking evil vector worship.
Why is Indian giving Drax such a dirty look?
Blam, blam, blam! Possibly already there, Drax. They just like the sun.
Dane's like, have you met you?
Some of us have a shorter road to becoming than others.
Table collapses. It's like,
I'd like to point out that Drax didn't beat the jolly innkeeper.
No, but he has killed 2 people already.
Twice.
I killed him.
Evil.
You don't know they were evil.
Yeah, they were.
They could have been in the wrong place at the wrong
They
time,
shot
trying to
first.
get bread for their families.
By
shot
shooting and
first.
killing strangers.
hey, if they give me nipple tassels, they forfeited their life.
They thought we were a party animal.
Everyone knows I don't like nipple tassels.
Especially those people that don't know me.
It's written on my face.
No nipple tassels,
It says
please.
loves nipple
Or
tassels.
solicitors.
Drax, did you have those engraved by dwarves? Oh, yes, I did. I think they played a joke on you. Loves nipple tassels.
She's already said she was getting paid by those people, right? Like whether that she didn't
You don't know.
No, she never mentioned coin.
Oh, she.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she did say she
Okay,
was
well,
getting
that's
Multiple
why,
times.
no, but that's why I asked which part of the conversation I'd heard. Like, you were
yes.
talking about her.
So
getting
yeah,
paid.
you when you came in, it was just she was talking about about having seen a guy wearing a ring with a stag on it.
All right,
And then and
that
she's,
changes my decision. So yeah.
so yeah, she says, like, this is kind of mean to Ray, but besides the money they paid me, I don't know anything about these people.
What money they paid you? We should
What?
definitely take a look at that money, because it might give us an idea of what Crester House it belonged to.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that we will have to leave this station when she's not around. Pock's gonna have to tell us, because that seems awfully meta.
Oh, not like that's never happened before.
I was planning on telling you guys. I just didn't want to tell the
In front
guards.
of that too. Yes.
Out of character, by the way.
We will get the knowledge.
In character, if it's known that multiple cities have different stamps on their coins, it could be asked if the coins had a specific stamp that would regulate it to a certain city. If it has Coverton stamp, well, we know where it's from.
No, but
which is most obvious.
Hold on, guys. I was doing some shopping earlier today. And I was just like, I got some coins and like.
You're gonna have to roll that one.
Roll. Everyone else roll
Insight.
insight.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
20.
Damn.
14.
19.
So I was stealing from people earlier today. So what did you all roll? Did anyone roll 1 or like 3?
No.
No.
I rolled a
You
5.
all okay? Everyone but Kara.
It's
Immediately catches
still
you.
a 12.
You're like.
Oh well.
What is that in an actual like modified
In your
roll?
number of bluff.
9.
Okay, so
I still
you still succeed. Does anyone have lower than mod 9?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, you guys are all like he's like He may as well be saying, "I done stole this from her and look a stag."
How fortuitous that you came across this coin, businessman. Can we
Legitimately.
please seize this?
Here.
You think my bluff has worked spectacularly. These dolts and simpletons have no idea about my illicit gains in this coin.
It's the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud. Damn it!
Zane will show the coin off to everyone and then ask Karen, is this the kind of coin you received for your dubious messengering?
Well, I don't know about labeling it dubious. I thought I did a good job messaging. No. She's like,
Table.
stop assaulting my family!
Stop being in league with Vecna! Or giving lip when such important matters are at the forefront.
That was a joke. Don't worry. She did not actually say that. But she does look at the coin and say, I mean, honestly, I just took the ball and hid them. I figured one day I could open my own inn with them. I didn't really look at them all that carefully. Master Gill's like,
In another town.
in another town! she hurries to say, I wouldn't compete with you, Uncle Gil.
You're my inspiration.
He looks mollified. In fact, he looks somewhat proud.
Wild ponies, as far as the eye can see, across every
We could
town.
have it, like franchises
For what?
for the inn. Inn franchises.
So anyhow,
Yes. So,
does anyone with a good
Franchise is
history
not
know
big
where
enough
these...
to have it in.
so Kara was doing a history check on. She was about to do one on stags in general.
Yeah.
No, you already. I'll let you use your 21 on. Hey, I got one of these coins when I bought some tea today. Somehow I got changed for a gold. La 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 la. I got my change in gold because I was playing in Dragon Eggs. So that's the kind of story that he spins.
He's like, I always carry platinum in towns like this.
Being a legitimate businessman.
Yeah, no, over.
So yes, out of character, Ray, your bluff does not work.
Oh, no, I know that.
Yeah, in character, you think you're like you
You
tell
are
some
the
sort of
best
fantastic-
liar
over our eyes.
Yeah, I tell one of my older stories that are even more ridiculous than they are nowadays.
Exactly. So yeah, you're able to use your 21, and you do recognize the symbol, and it's the symbol of the House of Trent, and they have
Lord Resner.
no. And they have a small empire. Let me see what the name of their town was.
Trenton.
Shut up. Not Trenton. Not everyone is as unoriginal as Lord Culverton.
Backspace, 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 backspace. Trentville. There we go.
Highlight strike through. No, it's Trentville.
Trentborough, of course.
Trentburg.
Trentburton. I'm just trying to find it on the map here.
It's
That was too big.
Trentburg.
Might solve a mystery. Only that history. DuckTales. Got Allie to smile. Now it's in her
I
head.
think Allie wants to go to bed.
Yeah, that's just the other one.
All right. So yes, you know that the Trents rule a town called Tornilus, not Trentville. Trent Town, Trentborough,
Trentalus, got it.
Trentopolis, Trentburg. And there are any other
Just
Trent-
like we didn't start the campaign in a bar or a tavern.
It's crazy.
Stupid question, but you guys do know that Trenton's a town in Ontario, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
where there's where there's a military base. Yes.
There's a military base that comes.
I've never heard of that town.
I have family in that town, so that's what I associated with, not the military
That
base.
story where I took 2 trips to Toronto in one weekend, one was to drive someone back to Trenton.
I've never been there, but I do know that it exists.
There's nothing there. With
There really isn't anything there. Even the military base is nothing there.
Anyhow, continuing on.
Yeah. So, you know that they do rule this town called Tornalis. It's actually not far from Colberton. It's just a bit south of it. And they're a fairly powerful family in that town. Kind of, it's not as big as Colberton, so you wouldn't have one of these like the Duke kind of type dude. It's sort of more. They're like
They own most of the land, kind of thing.
they're like, I'm trying to think of the right word, but like country lords. You know what I mean? Like they're lord. They be called them like they have a seal, but some families have seals as a matter of course and actually needing it, and some families have it because they want to seem pretentious and overblown.
Important.
These guys are sort of the pretentious and overblown type family, and like I said, they're south of. Their
so
town.
like Lord Archdouche, what's his face there?
Yes, from the other campaign, Lord Archduke Chamberlain. Not quite that bad, but more like
He was pretty bad. Let's be honest.
he was pretty over the top. But you know what I mean? It's more like they're lords in name, but
They're a well-known family with money and land,
Yeah.
but they're not, royal or anything.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So that's about all you know about them. But that's a pretty good, and you know where they hang out.
Okay. So we know about the monks. We know about the coins. Kara, any luck on those letters?
So
How's my ritual going?
as you're blathering on about Lord Tornalis and remembering things, you can prepare your ritual. So you finish things up. Are you guys doing anything while she's chanting and muttering?
Not
Okay.
particularly.
So she
Then what I
you finish up the letter.
Clean the core off my axes.
You haven't done that already?
Of course I've done already.
Richard stinks of
blood all over
gore. He's been like running around with bloody axes through town with the guards. Yeah, that would not,
No.
bad things.
It's done.
at the very least you've wiped down your axes, whether or not you've like thoroughly cleaned them and so forth.
He cleaned them on the coats of the slain cultists,
Right.
Yeah.
or on Zanian's armor while he wasn't looking.
That's how I sharpen it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, in Zanian's ass groove, because we've already ascertained that it's a back.
It's dangerous. You wouldn't want to sharpen anything near Zanian's ass groove.
No,
You
but-
might strike a spark.
Yes, but that being said, then you could use a hammer to like reshape your weapon or something if you needed.
Yeah, if you needed to reforge your axe, that might work. All right. So you finish your ritual, and you're able to read the letters. And one of them is a description of kill this guy if you see him, and the other one is one of these. It's almost like it's like a grand plan kind of letter. So it's actually a description of what they're on about, kind of thing. So it's
statement?
Does it refer to a ritual?
Basically, it's the kind of thing where if we found the bad guy, got him, he thought he had us in a bad situation, he'd start monologuing this.
kind of. It basically goes on about whoever said mission statement. It's not far off. Basically, it's we're kicking this off. Here's how we're doing it. We're on this. Everyone needs to keep their eye out for. It's basically the smoking gun. What you get out of it specifically is that they're on the search for any artifact at all that they can use to channel power. They are definitely, it's full of like, for the glory of Vecna and blah
Now,
blah.
is there any part of this
Propaganda
letter that somehow says send magic items to post office?
So, unfortunately, they're not quite that dumb. But they definitely allude to the channels, and like send things along the channels. So,
Any mention of that ritual that we witnessed and might be suffering from?
there is a mention of continuing recruitment, and that recruitment has gone well.
I'm going to assume that means ritual.
It may. The people you've seen, like some people, like you've as far as you understand, specifically Neri and Zanian, understand it is kind of what you saw for those cultists is definitely different than just fanaticism, right? Like this was beyond what you would normally expect from a fanatic.
It was brainwashed.
Like what you expect from a fanatic, you've seen in Zanian. These guys were one step further. In that, yes, they were really very, very brainwashed. So there's nothing specific about it. About like, and then in 3 weeks when the ritual completes, we'll rule the world. Kind of.
Meet up at this location.
Yeah, no, sadly not. But like I said, you have a pretty good. See, I told you it was real. Like I said, the smoking. Very dramatic.
Smoking gun.
There's nothing in there stating like who a higher up to speak to is.
Unfortunately,
Looks like we have to go meet
Speak
these
to
people from the House of Trent.
Like nothing that might say, "Hey, this is your bad guy."
sadly, these guys are slightly sneaky about that kind of stuff. But what you get out of it is that yes, there definitely is something to present to those in the know. That in addition to your letter, would probably if you showed this to anybody that could read it, they would be pretty inclined to help you, assuming they're not a cultist of that. So pretty much most everyone.
Well,
Anyway, we can transcribe this letter and comment on another parchment that's the exact same type of parchment. It should be now anyone can read it.
There was a roll for your ritual, right?
Yes, there would have been a roll to see how high I roll.
Yeah. Do you want to do it? Do you want to? I don't remember what it was.
It's in the PhD.
What's the first roll?
like you're trying to figure out the DC of what she's rolling against, or
1.
Two?
You have to beat
Players
10.
have 1.
Okay.
With your
I beat
arcana.
10. 15.
Yeah. It was what? Sorry.
I rolled a 15. I don't know what that.
I'm pretty sure that just allows you to read it.
Yeah.
But if you
I
can
think
read
I
it,
have
you
to.
can write it. You can write it back down.
or at least dictate it for somebody else to write back down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
could
able
dictate
to. With a higher roll, I think you're able to read the language and then write it as well. If you
Speak
roll.
it fluently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
you
you
can
roll
write
high
it and
enough.
speak it. I think. Hang on, we'll let her find
But
it.
I was doing this in a
Wait,
hurry.
which skill are we looking for?
Me reading is all you get.
It's comprehend language.
Either way, the important thing is we're going to make a copy of the letter, and we're also going to send a copy off to Coberton to keep him in the know as to what's going on, so that he can enforce his borders. We are technically working for him.
Yeah. Okay. So
Makes sense, and we can take this up to those monks.
Exactly. I suggest we go for the trend.
Meanwhile, we tell them about the monk.
How are things for distance, like the monastery versus the Trent family? Because while it is very important to track this stuff down, if we get converted while we're tracking this stuff down, that's going to bring our mission.
The light of
to
Evangel will
ground.
protect me. The light of Perelin will protect Neri. The rest of you should probably follow our gods so that they protect you as well. I suggest Evangel.
That is the best conversion speech ever.
that is pretty.
If you don't want to
excellent.
follow the Vecna, follow one of these two gods. Do it now.
Sorry,
I start whipping out
chances with the
miscellaneous
monks.
symbols from my neck, like that guy from the monkey.
the language of the slaves.
But yes, it's pretty much he does the recruitment speech.
I will say though, you did feel the aura of this spell settle on your shoulders as well.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not you're making a speech about don't worry, I got this with my power of God to this. You don't know what happened, but you definitely felt something
Worrisome.
sink into you. So yes, but yes, I understand that as a paladin, he'd be like, that won't affect me. You should follow my God, so it won't affect you.
Yeah.
It's a valid response.
It's a very paladin-y response.
So the monastery is
Yeah.
totally on the way. to Trentopolis.
See,
right?
that's what I'm asking, basically. Like, is how far are each of the places?
Tornalis, not Trentopolis, is south of Culberton.
We're just going to be making Trent names for the rest of the freaking campaign about
You know this, right?
Sorry, Mark, what was it?
So comprehend language, you don't actually read it, you understand it.
Yeah.
So you can't dictate words. You can dictate meaning, but not words. Unless you roll 35 or higher, in which case you can reproduce it.
I can't do that high yet, but those monks might be able to.
So what are the actual
That'd be
DC?
very handy.
That's what you see. The check just determines how well,
Yeah.
whether or not you can.
Rituals are almost always
Like, if
success.
I do it well enough, I can, like, speak
Right
it
way you can
fluently right off the
Yeah.
bat after reading
language.
one piece of paper.
And you have seen or
Once you
heard.
have a 35 check, you're not doing it for a little while.
No, give it time.
But if you roll 35 or higher, then you can also
Couple more
speak
levels.
or write
Like you
that.
said, like it's stats, I can go 31 on stealth. So it's like, if you're anywhere like that, not that far off.
It's a +9, yeah, so
Okay,
a
so
couple more levels.
using this ritual on the language you've seen it as a piece of writing allows you to read the language for the next 24 hours, and if you're a king, such as blah blah blah,
Yep.
to write the language in native
If
script.
you haven't heard the language, then you don't understand it.
I can read it. Or at least
It's pretty much
decipher meanings.
it's the equivalent of Universal Translator from Star
Using
Trek.
this ritual on the language you both heard and seen within the past 24 hours allows you to understand it in both forms for the next 24 hours.
And it takes like 10 minutes to cast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
so
seen
no.
it written before,
Yeah,
but
so
I
you
have
could
not heard it.
You couldn't reproduce it,
No.
but you definitely could. You can read it well enough.
You can infer meaning, but
By
not,
now,
but not
that-
reproduce
yeah.
And you
the
can
word.
convey enough meaning that we can write it in common.
You could write it down. You can write it down.
Okay.
You just couldn't speak it if somebody asked you.
No.
And we couldn't
I've
write
never
in
heard
that
it, so I
language.
couldn't.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't try and speak it.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't write anything else in that language, but you could transcribe if you want. So, as Laney was saying, you guys make a copy. Basically, Tornalis is like really like due south of Culberton,
And Colberton is south of here
and Culberton was south of here. The monastery
is east.
is east.
Now, how far east versus how far south?
Well,
it
Tornalis, you guys actually know. It's
Well, it's 2 days back to Colberton.
and it's about as far to Tornalis.
So you have a big week.
The monastery is about that far east. You don't know for sure, right? Because you got a lot of like, it's a piece past, like the big tree hit by lightning, and then you go off the trail and up the goat path into the mountains to get to the abbey. And from what you got from the people, the abbey was pretty remote. So there may be a road, but you're not really sure. Nobody you'd run into had actually been there. They knew it was east.
Now let's go with the facts. We know that the gold comes from Trentland.
Trentopolis.
Journalist?
Trentland.
Tornalis. Damn it.
Trentopolis, go!
We know that the gold comes from Tornalis. The monks might be able to help us with their heathen god ways. We know that letters have come from Tornalis. Zanian's suggestion now, or in character, my suggestion is we go to Tornalis. And if we have to, raise it to the ground until we find it.
That's your suggestion for everything.
It really is.
One of these days, I hope we get to a place that needs to be raised to the ground, like an entire
And he's probably gonna
abandoned
like
cities.
kiss it or something
Give me the
like
one
that, and
against
just
it,
like stroke it lovingly.
All right.
A noble has apparently been in league with Vecna and sending letters, and from what it sounds, it's after this this guy's name. They're a high-standing member of that society, which means they probably have tendrils all over that town. As far as Zanian's concerned, unless someone proves without a shadow of a doubt that they're part of Vecna, they're not part of Vecna, their lies
They've
don't
already
mean
proven
shit.
that they're part of it.
Right. But 4 days travel due south. Forgive me if I don't believe that your god will protect me from the weird recruitment process that they've gone through here.
You should be more of a believer.
Well,
That said, I still think it would be a good idea to make sure that we're not going to grow devil horns or anything.
He doesn't get the reference.
The town we're heading to, is it like a big metropolis or something? Or?
Well,
Not really.
It's like this town?
It's like the country. Yeah.
Of will, so perhaps
Maybe slightly.
It's like the
bigger.
country estates of.
fault that don't God.
Yeah.
and I would hate to lose Richard. He is a good friend.
So yeah, it's like a country estate kind of thing with a.
And they're not very pure of heart. And if you're not pure of heart, you immediately fall to Vecna.
This is true.
That's totally what the ghost story told me.
Drax may have fallen already. We should drag
Exactly.
him.
Let's drag him kicking and screaming. Please don't put him under holy water.
Notice how he didn't want to attack Master Gil.
It's clearly not the real Drax.
He's been touched by Vecna. He's keeping secrets from us.
Drax would have finished him off.
Where is he? Blah!
We just keep waterboarding Drax with holy water.
Guys, can you give me a second to breathe? Aha! He's going to spill all his beans. Oh, thank goodness. I can finally breathe oxygen.
You meant thank Vecna. That's under he goes.
Who's Jesus? One of Vecna's followers, no doubt. Waterboard.
Holy water waterboarding. What is this campaign?
Welcome to Templar.
And then Drax catches on. It's like, oh, thank advantage, I'm safe. And then Ali catches like, ah!
Oh God! Thank Rowan. What did you say? Thank Ben Rowan. Close enough. Close enough. We gotta check our lore. Baby Corellin and Evander had a kid. Shit, they did.
The one true God.
Corandra.
So what does that mean then?
Okay. Neri has convinced Zanian that bringing these poor immoral souls to the monastery is a good idea for them not to fall to the dark god.
You mean poor, not pure?
This is terrible.
Undevout.
No, I said you're not pure of heart. That's how I convinced.
He's undevout and not pure of heart, except Kara. She's pretty cool.
So yeah,
It's the only thing that would work.
followers of Karandra read the Quran.
Infidel, you die.
Time to put a jihad on this.
You're starting to disbelieve this legitimate businessman.
Yeah. So,
This
in a-
seems so legitimate.
as far as Radiant's concerned, in a possibly fruitless endeavor, they will head south or east in order to save the souls of his traveling companions.
All right. So,
They need to be cleansed.
You have to.
the power of Christ compels you.
Does it? Does it, Jay?
Best exorcism
We should
ever.
watch that on Saturday.
Yes, we should.
Oh, did Cass remember to text you?
Yes,
Or talk to
I
you?
told her bring whatever. She's like, this is a real text. I'm not texting you by accident. Do you need us to bring something?
She's notorious for mistexting Allie whatever stuff she's
One of
talking
her friends
about.
must be like right above me or right under me on her list, and every time she's talking to whoever it is, she texts me. So I'm like, Cass, I think you want to talk to somebody else. Like at one point, like I had not seen some of Doctor Who. She's like, I can't believe River's song was Melody Palm the whole time. I'm like, oh well, thank God I've already seen that.
Ray's like, damn it, you bastards!
Anyone listening to our recording is like, spoilers, goddamn it!
Oh, I gotta put a spoiler alert about Doctor Who in this one. Way to go, Allie. You put a spoiler alert.
Plain Cass.
Well, I haven't seen any episode past season like 5, by the way.
There she is. Everyone was loud.
Your fault.
What do you
Of
mean,
course.
everyone?
Of course. Anyway, yeah. So in about to try and save these poor bastards' immortal souls, we will head east to the monastery.
Before we go find the Cheddar's
I
the
got
monks.
an interesting idea. I asked the head of the guards if it would be possible if he could spare a guard to go check things out in Trenton or whatever.
You there, human shield, go.
Preferably the one with the red armor. Yes, that one there.
You likely fellow.
Because basically we're going to have to come back through here, when we come back to head south. So
Tell me something. What's your name? Dead be soon.
Yeah, but that being said, even if they assuming they sent somebody, that's minimum 4 days.
yeah, but
But I mean, a day or two there and another 4 days back.
We're already sending word to Lord Colberton, at which point we can ask for him to send a retinue of his men south.
Yes.
all right.
Yeah.
Then let's say that we do that.
Yeah.
We
That's
informed
actually-
Lord Culperton what the hell's going on.
So you guys write up a fancy letter, send him
Yes.
a copy.
Now,
Pay the extra
When-
silver to send it by like reliable courier.
when
Oh,
Zanian,
so you got to talk to Master Gil for one of his reliable couriers.
That's right.
when Zanian finally gets a chance to speak to Gil on a more personal level without people around, he will apologize for his act, but as Mr. Master Gil probably realizes, he's going to say the equivalent of, you understand that Vecna was involved, and I couldn't be too careful.
So you're giving one of these I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you made me beat you unconscious.
A member of Vecna would withhold any secrets that they knew, including the information that I was seeking. That being said, here is 10 golds for your trouble.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Pretty much. It's the equivalent of a very nice bribe from a paladin.
Do the gold have stags on them?
No.
I stole them from
They might be a little bloody, but
All right, you
I didn't
managed-
take all the coins out of my pocket to show it to people.
Yes.
That's right.
it's the equivalent of Zanian saying, I did wrong, but, you know, I'm a paladin, so this is as much as you're going to get. As far as he's concerned, his mission isn't wrong. But he did beat up an innocent, but it was for the greater good.
The greater good.
Think of that when you think of Zanian when it comes to anything he does. It's like, oh, don't worry, these guys could be innocent. Could be isn't good enough.
Woo! We should check if they're innocent. No time! Stop, stop!
There's no time! Orphanage for, like, children of Corellan.
Oh my god.
So,
Why are they all so beautiful? Vecna deals in lies and beauty.
you managed to give him the gold without offending him, I'm going to say. he managed it. He takes it fairly well, and he's not...
Johnny.
Yeah,
Plus he's been lay on hands.
Or afternoon. He didn't have to close his bar for the afternoon, so...
Yeah, that's true.
He made 10 gold, which is more than he'd see in a month.
Yeah, no. The 10 gold is... 10 gold, he's like, ooh, maybe I can finally build that cellar.
Sufficient restoration.
It's pretty much the equivalent.
Restitution?
Cellar to Vecna?
Maybe I can finally bring my bar up to code.
Yeah, the simple thing is he's just trying to make amends for having strong-armed this guy. Even though in his mind it wasn't anything wrong, he knows that he has to make amends.
All right, Master Gil takes it pretty well. And you get the impression that, you know, he's not your biggest fan ever, but
Don't
he's
expect him to be.
still, you know, well, I guess he had terrible reasons. So, beyond that,
Still
you
doesn't want
guys...
you in his bar.
Because he's a follower of Vecna!
No, stop.
Not again!
You blast him through the wall. You just break him through the wall. You're like, say oh yeah. What? Say oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Not well enough!
told you he was Kool-Aid.
Do it again! Fine, I'll heal your ribs. Oh, thank you. Do it again.
So, yeah, you get you get all the information. You guys get it all transcribed, and unless you guys want to do anything else, we're gonna say you head out.
Gather horses, gather rations, whatever,
Stock
for the
up.
road, stock
Horse
up.
up.
rope for the chasm.
Gather Asians.
Make sure that we have. Make sure that Kara restocks her magical components for the
Yeah.
ritual she used.
Yeah, how does that work? Do you
You,
actually have to,
you literally go in and buy the equivalent of magic dust
Yeah.
or thereof.
but like magic dust? There's a cost to it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
10 gold
50
pieces.
Yeah, 10 gold pieces of magical components. It can be a candle of this, and super chalk.
Now,
A
now is
super
it,
awesome
is
sword.
it 10 per ritual?
Yes,
Yes. 10 a shot.
it's
Not-
expensive.
That's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So when you guys ask Kara to translate something,
You're asking her to spend 10
you're
gold.
asking her to spend 10 gold.
It could
She gets
be
a
worse.
cut. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the ritual lasts the entire day.
Yeah. So in theory, in anything you're exposed to in the next 24 hours in that language,
I can read.
you'd be able to read.
Not just in that language.
No, in that language.
No, in
that
that
language.
language.
She
When
focuses
you cast
on
ritual,
one.
you focus on,
Yeah.
on a written or
Like you
verbal.
have to, yeah, you have to have a
Specific
piece of that language.
I can't just go, I want to know Elven.
Only later on, actually. There is a at will, well, not at will spell it, but there is a ritual that is instantaneous that allows you
Yeah.
to comprehend language.
Yes. But I'm not there yet.
It's the equivalent of Babelfish in your ear.
Yeah.
So we send off the letter to Colberton telling him to send people down to
And what's going on?
Tornilus.
Tornilus? Okay, I was getting closer.
Trentopolis, John. Trentopolis.
I was like, tornado? No. Like tornadoes? No, those are delicious, but no.
Tornadoes? Not quite.
Horsey with bacon is delicious.
Sharknadoes.
Sharknado.
No.
Right. So we send the letter to Colberton for all of that and gather all our stuff and head.
And you guys start heading there.
Heading
I think we'll stop there because it's a pretty good place to break off.
We might as well wait for Allie to get back to see if she's doing anything special.
Yes. We can wait to see if she's doing anything crazy.
Yep. And get some one last thing engraved on my insert item here, and
Yes.
Yes, there's an opportunity.
Those wonderful insert item years.
Yeah, the bestest. Who was it that didn't get anything from the first?
Mark, I believe, got shafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark that ended up on the wrong side of the random chance.
List. Yeah.
Which is
Well, that's the way the loot assignment works in fourth. Basically,
Somebody always gets shafted.
there's always one person per level that's not going to get anything. But basically, when I roll to determine what that is for next level, it won't be Mark. I will roll between
Who gets the shaft?
everyone else. Mark's already got the shaft once, so one of you gets to get the shaft later.
That's right.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
stop the recording.
So Jim can say all sorts of
Nasty
vile
things.
things.